Hey guys, my name is Dave, and if you're like me and you're a casual gamer, not super hardcore, you just want to learn a new game, but the idea of learning a new game seems kind of daunting, well, I'm going to teach you what to do in your first hour on Hytale to set you up on the path to success. And we're going to do that by starting a whole new exploration world here. Exploration is the standard gameplay, so we're going to call this... What do we want to call our game? We'll call this Tutorial Land. Now, I first started playing Minecraft about 6 months ago, and I've had a lot of fun with that, a lot of fun building things. So when Hytale came out, I jumped on board. I was like, all right, this is cool. Obviously, it is Minecraft inspired. When you first land in your new world, you land in this little, what I'll call like a hobbit hole. It's pretty secure. You're safe from any sort of mobs, right? You look around, there's not a lot of light, except for the daylight coming in through those holes in the roof. I personally, what I did in my original world is I made this my base. I just called this, spawn base. So one of the first things you notice is you can pick up certain things by, instead of right-clicking to interact, like with Minecraft, you're gonna press F. I recommend picking up any rubble that you see. These are like little rocks. Ooh. And see, I got too close to the fire and I gave myself some damage. So, there you go. When you spawn in, you usually spawn into this sort of grassy, foresty biome here. Now, I recommend picking up rubble and sticks. And if you see crops growing wild, pick them. Berries, too, because you're going to need a food source. All right, so you see how I took a little bit of damage there? Right-click on these wild berries. It'll heal me up. Now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press M. I'm going to look at my map. And I'm going to look around here, look for structures, as well as, there we are. So you see this structure, and you see at the very top of the screen, you see a compass. It's got locations on there. So spawn. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for this structure here, and we're going to head towards it. Reason being is you get experience points and you can level up and unlocked. Here we are in the drifting plains. Along the way, you're going to pick up sticks. You're going to pick up rubble. And you're going to pick up berries. Now, you want to assume that almost everything wants to kill you. That's the one thing you would want to assume. See that guy, that little skeleton guy? We're going to avoid him for now until we have a chance to level up, get some gear, get some weapons. But here's the structure that we saw on the map. And you see that little swirly at the top on the compass? I picked up a blood rose. You really don't need to start picking flowers just yet, but I don't know. See that swirly at the top? You're going to go to the Forgotten Temple. There it is. You come in here, and oh look, there's an apple we could pick. We're going to pick up that bucket, and we're going to head down the stairs. You'll see in just a second why we're doing this. Ooh, that guy does not look friendly, and he's not. So what you're going to do here you jump through that portal, and you land in the Forgotten Temple. Now this is kind of like a safe zone. You can't pick up anything here, at least not right now. You can't attack anybody or anything. Not that you would want to attack. These are the good guys. It's not that you want to attack them, but that animal was offended that we did that. But here's what we're going to do here, is we're going to visit this statue at the center of the Forgotten Temple and interact with it. So this is how we level up and we unlock certain things that we can craft and certain types of things. Most important being teleporters, which will be our way of getting around this world once we get them. So here, we're gonna walk around, and what you're gonna see in the bottom corner is new memories unlocking as we interact with different creatures. Like we get towards the deer, new memories unlocked. Look. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run around this little area, interact with as many of the woodland creatures as we can. I've never jumped off into the void, so I don't know what that's going to do. So now that we have all those memories, so this guy, you can trade with him. I haven't chosen to do that in the game. I've gotten pretty far in the game and I haven't traded with him once, but I feel like that'll be a bigger thing. So we can record memories. So you'll see, oh, we've got the duck. Okay, we've seen rabbits and deer. So now when we go back to the overworld or the main world, you're gonna see these little blue orbs appear when you encounter a new creature. Now remember, that guardian is still there, so we're gonna just avoid him. You push shift to run, and he won't go past the bottom of the stairs. So once you get up here, you're safe. So now we're gonna eat some of our berries. And oh look, a ton of rubble here. I'd say rubble and sticks are your first major resource that you can collect very quickly throughout the world. You just run up to it, run up near it, hit F. We're gonna run from the skeleton. Now you see that compass at the top? Oh look, there's some crops. So wheat. That's how you get essence of life, is by harvesting crops. I imagine that essence of life is going to be more important later in the game. But let's follow our compass at the top here, and we'll go back to spawn. And if we want to double check and make sure we are heading in the right direction, oh look, we are. You press tab to check your inventory, but right now all I have is my hotbar. I've got a good amount of rubble. I'd like some more sticks. Sticks and rubble are going to be used to make what this game calls crude weapons, basic stone weapons. Oh, there's a bear. We definitely don't have the tools to deal with a bear. Oh look, there's some more wheat growing over there. All right, press F to interact. All right, so first thing you're gonna do, let's craft a campfire. Okay, to craft a crude sword, we're gonna need some plant fibers. Now, plant fibers are achieved by, you guessed it, breaking plants, bushes and trees mostly. And we'll put our campfire right here. And this looks like a good spot to put a crafting bench. So let's see what we need to make a crafting bench or a workbench. We need tree logs and stone. So I need plant fibers to create a crude pickaxe and sword. So, oh look, there's all these bushes here. What did I got? I got 18 of those here. Oh look, you got some more sticks too. Okay, so that's enough for right now. We're gonna craft a sword, a crude hatchet, and a crude pickaxe. Basic stone tools, right? So I'm gonna put my tools in my hotbar here. We're gonna take that hatchet, we're gonna go chop some trees, and we'll take the pickaxe and we'll mine some stone. Now here's the thing about trees in this game. All you got to do is take out the base and they come crashing down. Unlike Minecraft, that a lot of people try and compare this to, you actually have to chop each block of the tree. So here's some stone. Look at that, cobblestone. We'll pick up some rubble. Mossy cobblestone. Again, any stone will work, so mossy cobblestone will work to build your workbench. So workbench, craft. Put that in my... Now you'll notice, look, I can... a shadow or an image of this workbench shows up where I'm facing. Now, I said I wanted to put it here, right? I'm gonna hit the R key. Oh look, I rotated it. And now it's gonna fit right there between those two blocks. And I can just walk up, hit F, and here we go. So now I can craft a bow and an arrow, or a chest, right? I'm actually going to look at crafting a farmer's workbench, a builder's workbench. Now the farmer's workbench, I'm actually going to take this outside, and I'll put this right here. Because eventually I'm going to have some crops growing. So I'll put the farmer's workbench right here out front. Now here we've got a little stone stair and a stone block. So I'm going to put my builder's bench right here. And a furniture bench I need 2 more stone. All right, so we're crafting the furniture workbench. And we'll put that right next to the builder's workbench. Now, builder's workbench, the way it works is you throw a log in here, or whatever your crafting material is, bricks, stone, and it'll tell you what you can make. You can make a stair. 1 log for 1 stair. 1 log for 2 half slabs. Wooden signs, wardrobe, so you can get very decorative. So you can build a simple wooden door, simple wooden windows, simple wooden ladders. You can craft 1, you can craft 10 at a time, or a maximum of 37 because you have 37 logs. Now, personally, before you go mining in any game, I recommend making some torches. Now, you can craft torches using plant fiber, tree sap, and sticks. I've got lots of sticks, but not a lot of tree sap and plant fiber. So the way we fix that is, well, you get tree sap from trees, you get plant fiber from trees. So let's go chop a few trees. Just real quick. We still are not armored enough to confront a bear, so I don't recommend doing so. And see, look at that cute fox. That cute fox wants to kill you. Actually, no, it doesn't. It wants you to leave it alone. If you don't leave it alone, it's going to try and kill you, though. See? Its first instinct is to run away, but if you chase it, it will try and kill you. See how we're doing on plant fibers. Not a lot of plant fibers, but lots of sticks. And still only 38 tree sap. I want to get my goal is to get 100 torches, so I want to get to 100 tree sap, and then we will break some bushes. Now you'll notice there's something that's not dropping from these trees, right? And that is saplings, right? In Minecraft, because a lot of people like to compare this to Minecraft, trees drop saplings, and so you're thinking, well, trees are a finite resource. How do we get more trees? That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. So what we're going to do here is, if we want to get more trees, we go over to the farmer's workbench. And one of the things you can do is purchase saplings. Now, right now, the only sapling I have unlocked is a beech sapling. But if I want to plant some trees, I can. And look, the sun is in the western sky. That means it's setting. So we're gonna pick up whatever we left behind here. We're gonna head back to base. But first, more plant fibers. Plus, clearing out the bushes is good for security too, you know? You can see enemies coming faster. See enemies coming better. All right. You'll notice you can make a bedroll, basically a sleeping bag, but you would need some leather to do it. If we go over here to the furniture workbench, we've got enough wood and plant fibers to craft an actual bed. There you go. It's a little dark, but let's light up this room here. I can make 4 torches from 1 stick, 1 tree sap, and 1 plant fiber. Now I'm gonna craft times 10, so that's 40. That's 80. And that's 120. Now, if I were to close this early, it would actually stop the production here. But we've got 120 torches. And the cool thing about this game is you can put your torches in your offhand. So as you're going through the mine, you're mining some stone, and then you right click and you say, hey, I need some light in this area. Ooh, there you go. And so you can light up your base. There we go. All right, I got lots of tree logs, but now I need 6 stone. All right. So one thing you can build right here is a wooden chest. So I can build 2 wooden chests, and chests are stackable. And watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put the chests in the floor. And just like that other game, 2 chests become 1 mega chest. All right, so I can throw all my sticks in here. I can throw my plant fibers, stone. I could just hit this button and throw my entire inventory there, and the only thing left will be the things that are in my hotbar. So we got food. And in fact, I think that's probably what I'll do for now. We've got lots of sticks. And look, you can sort items by type. Now I want to show you this other cool feature here. Is you see how the chest is right next to these workbenches here? If I need to make, let's say I need to make some more torches. I don't have anything in my inventory to make torches, but look, it's pulling that inventory from a nearby chest. You can even see you don't have enough ingredients in your inventory using items from nearby chests. So there you go. I will pull that back here, and you can hit, like I said, you can hit this item sort button and it'll sort by type. So all like items will be next to each other. So I've got lots of wood. All right, for now, we'll call this spawn bed. Here we go. Okay. So the other thing to note about this game is that there are openings to caves pretty much everywhere you go. And look at that, we just found one. Obviously, you guys saw me, I just started this world, but I didn't know this was here, had no way of knowing, but here it is. All right. And so we're gonna start by mining copper. Now, one of the strategies I like to do is I try and keep a trail of torches on the right. And you'll notice when you mine the ore, you also get the stone it was in too. So cobblestone, especially early game, just like that other game, will be your friend. You'll build a lot of things out of cobblestone at first, before you discover other building materials. The other thing that you'll notice is you can jump up 2 blocks. You can actually jump up to 4 blocks. And that means you don't take nearly as much fall damage either. Oh, we just encountered a bat. A new memory collected. So the interesting thing about this game is bats are not hostile mobs, but rats are. I want to show you this too. Watch this. You see how the ores are kind of glowing in the distance? That's the shimmer you're looking for, so you know that there's an ore over there that you can go and mine. And you're noticing I'm always turning right. That's another important strategy that I've learned, is being able to find your way out well and quickly. So control is crouch. So what you can do here is crouch over to the edge here. Now, look at this. When you pick, you'll notice I highlighted the torch in my inventory, and now I'm going to hit G. Oh my. That is a survivable fall, I think. Well, maybe if I had armor. I think right now I don't think I'd survive that fall, so I'm going to head back. And remember how all the torches were on our right? Well, now they're all on our left. And so I can either continue exploring by making right turns, oh, dead end. Okay. Yes, put one right there too. Ooh, that's pretty. I don't know if I've encountered this yet. This is a crystal? Well, it's not, it's just breaking. It's not. Well, let's grab a couple of orchids here. All right, so remember where we were, right? We were right here. So when we get back here, this is the way up. No, that's not how you do it. I'm willing to bet I need a higher quality axe to get those crystals. Probably a iron, or maybe we could do it with, oop. Remember what I said about the rats? The rats are hostile, but they do drop light hides. And you can turn light hides into light leather. They drop light hides, and they do drop a little meat. Oh, look. We actually did like a full circle and came back around to a different entrance to the same cave. And that way is spawn base there. Dun, dun. What's that? Oh yeah, that's where we came in. And there's base. There we go. I like to scan for enemies here. And then moving on to cooking and smelting. So check this out. This is where we put raw meat. Whenever we kill an animal that's big enough, it drops raw wild meat. And we need some fuel. So in my opinion, logs are the best fuel. If you shift and right click on a stack, it'll pull half the stack. So we'll use the reason I think logs are the best fuel is one log will cook plenty, but also when it's done cooking, that one log will give you a charcoal. See, it's still working on the first log. I could throw some more wild meat in there. And let's go smelt. Here we go. We're going to craft a furnace. And check out the reach on this game. There you go. Now you'll notice you have 2 slots here, and ore stacks in 25s, but ingots actually stack in hundreds. So there you go. So we turn that on, and we just let that roll. And you'll notice also, look at that, it also produced 1 charcoal when it used that log. So you can reuse the charcoal as fuel. So a log, basically, you can use twice. And we've got some leather to process here. Tanning rack. Oh, we need 1 more light hide. So light hides are small animals, deer, rabbits. Rabbits are incredibly hard to catch unless you're using a crossbow. Foxes don't give you any kind of hide, they just give you meat. Turkeys don't do that either. Although if we get close enough, we might... Yeah, new memory unlocked. Oh, hello, another cave entrance. Is it a cave entrance? All right, under the waterfall. I wasn't planning on going mining again so soon, but, you know, when the opportunity arises... Oh, that's just a bat. Okay. And you'll notice also you auto walk up single blocks. That is a setting. You can turn that off. I rather like it, so I leave it on. All right. We set out to find another light hide, and we did that. I'd really like to find some iron. So we're going to drop a torch down there, see how far. That's too far for me to jump. So we're going to head back. Remember keeping the torches over our left shoulder. All right. Spawn base. And there's base, right here. Now, remember at the very beginning we said, hey, there's some holes in the roof, dear Liza, dear Liza. Here's how we patch that. We're just gonna grab some of that cobblestone that we just picked up, because we don't want any bad guys getting in. And we will build bigger and better bases as the game progresses. This is, again, just a starter base, a spawn base. Yeah. Yes, you saw that right. Those are vertical slabs. All right, let's go inside, see how our smelting is doing. There we go. All right, 26, and we got some more here. Turn that on. And when that runs out of wood, we can always throw the charcoal back in there. Like I said, use the wood twice. Well, I guess 2 logs equals 1 charcoal from what it looks like. But anyway, let's craft a tanning rack. And that's how we process all these light hides. So I'm going to throw a tanning rack right next to my workbench here, just kind of in the corner. There you go. We'll throw the meat in the campfire. And tanning rack, there you go. Tanning rack doesn't require any kind of fuel. It just sort of, it's a spot to leave your hides while they dry. All right, let's make an armor workbench. There we go. We'll put that right here. And we have enough to craft our first armor piece, copper armor, which isn't the best, but it's a start. And notice how it just automatically equips. Grab some more wood. Wood or sticks will work, but I like to use sticks to make torches and arrows, which once we find some iron, we'll be able to make an iron crossbow. But there you have it. That is your first hour. Let me check my gameplay time here. Yeah, that is almost exactly 1 hour. We're at 58 minutes. That is your first hour of Hytale. That is what you should do to get yourself set up. Oh, I guess I should show you how to use your shield. So you can put your shield in your offhand as well. And so during the day, you have your shield selected. So you're walking around with your sword and shield. Or right click is block, left click is attack. And if you push and hold the click button, that gives you a charge attack. So let's go see if we can... You see that? And yeah, we took about half damage, but less damage than we would have taken if we didn't have that armor. And we eat some berries. Or actually, even better for us will be the cooked wild meat that we just had. There we go. And that's Hytale. If you like more dirty stuff, go ahead and follow, and I'll see you guys in the next one.